Hi, this is Robin Retallick of the Law of Attraction Club. And this week on YouTube, on our channel, a YouTube friend asked, who is the we that is being channeled? And we hadn't tackled that question in quite a while, at least not officially, and so I thought it might be a good time to revisit it. And so what you'll hear in the first segment of this video is Rachel channeling Terah in answer to that question. And this is on our regular Thursdays with Terah call. In the second portion of the video, Anne, who was a recent Living with Source graduate, asked about the nature of the new entities she was translating, channeling, and from that comes a little more understanding of the nature of these channeled entities, what I call vibrational personalities. So, here's the video and audio.
So, who is Terah and why is it we?
Terah is a group of non-physical beings who enjoy teaching, enjoy discussing, enjoy reminding physical beings of who they are. We love to discuss the nature of the laws of the universe, law of attraction, how energy works, how we got here, how this was all put together and created. And we prefer to do that in a way that is accessible to as many beings as possible. We have the capacity to access information that is more technical, more scientific, if you will, or mathematical, if you will, or musical, or artistic. We, the collective we, prefer and get joy from providing answers to questions that physical beings have that will assist them in remembering who they are. We know that you all have this information within you, but we also recognize from observing since the beginning of this planet and understanding that it is easy to get caught up in the physical technicalities of the game and to forget the true nature of who you are. We have been called forth by you because you have asked us to be here. In other words, you have drawn us through because you have questions about the nature of this world and the nature of the universe and how all of this was created. We are many, many beings with a common interest, this interest in teaching, in reminding, in discussion, in assisting our physical friends. And we have the capacity, and we do expand or not, depending on the type of question that is asked. Sometimes we are more broader. If the question is broader, if it's a bit more universal, if it has more component to it, we will expand, we will draw unto us others who are also interested in that particular question and in lending their similar but particular slant to answering that question. We are in close enough alignment with one another that the answer comes out through one voice. We are in alignment with one another, and we choose to come through as one voice simply because it makes it easier for the listener, for the receiver of the answer to receive it and to integrate it and to understand it rather than trying to come through in the hundreds and sometimes more than hundreds of voices that we could come through in, you see. We have that capacity to be more. We also have the capacity to be very personal and to get into more nitty-gritty personal particulars of physical life. We are simply a group of beings, a group of energy. We are part of Source, as you are part of Source. We just happen to be in a different format right now than you are in your physical format, but we are all part of one source energy, all of us, physical and non-physical. We would also like to say that we have the capacity and do speak on many dimensional levels, many beings, on many formats simultaneously. We are able to do that. Because we are a we can be in all places, you see, and interact on a number of levels, on a number of dimensions. We enjoy it immensely. And we like being a we because, like physical beings, we enjoy each other's company. We have conversations, but not in ways that you would recognize as a conversation. We do not use words, but we interact just as closely as you do here on physical planet Earth. It is natural and it is understandable and it is fun to come together as a group. You enjoy coming together on these calls as a group. Because we are different aspects of Source, we all have very slightly, in the case of Terah, we have slightly different takes on things, and so together we are able to access a lot of information and to provide what we strive to provide as complete as we can, answers to your questions that will assist you in understanding more completely the nature of who you are. We are wondering if that answers your question, Robin.
That answers probably about 10% of it. Very good.
Yes. Feel free to continue anytime.
Yes. As you said this week in the newsletter, you are 1,000,000 times more like us than you are different from us, even though
Absolutely.
It seems that we are in very different places and very different sorts of beings.
You see, we are here as completely as you are.
Yes.
In this moment, with you on this call.
Yes.
We are just as much here as all of you physical beings are.
Yes. Yes.
We are in this moment coming through physical. So we are not separate at all from you.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
We may visit that again sometime.
Of course. Of course.
Anne, you had a question or a comment. Go ahead.
Thank you, Terah. I do. There is an energy group that I work with, aspects of everything, as we all are.
Yes.
There seems to be, I'm starting to work with different levels of that, different aspects, I call them. There's one that we've named that I've been working with for a little while. Every now and then another aspect comes through which is very feminine and works with people's self-esteem and self-love. And just recently I've had another aspect come through that was incredibly strong and very measured and talking very practically about practical steps. And I'm having conversation with that aspect with another person. I've been told that there'll be more of these aspects coming through. And I'm just trying to get my head around who they all are. I mean, it feels the same, but stronger and stronger with each new aspect. I'm just trying to figure that all out.
We are all aspects, you see, of the one source. But different aspects come through you depending on what is a match for what you might be looking for or for the person you may be translating for at the moment may be looking for. So at that moment, you may be opening up to a different aspect that is going to give a different slant on the subject. Physical beings respond differently to different teachers. Physical beings may have an affinity for a softer approach because of a belief system they have going on. some respond more positively and strongly to a direct, perhaps a more blunt approach. And so that may be a different aspect that comes through. If you listen to us coming through even different channels, though what we say is similar in terms of content, the basic essence of the message, it is going to have a slightly different flavor depending on which channel it's coming through, because the channel is a big part of how the answer is expressed. This one has a different personality from Robin, and so we will have, although the message is the same, a different way of expressing it, and this one is going to attract a questioner that might be similar to who will be attracted to Robin but may need to hear things in a little bit different way. And so the channel and their particular style is a big part of this. We think that it is quite exciting what it is that you are experiencing, and that you are in a place that you are open to and allowing of those different aspects of energy to come through you. It is a wonderful thing, and we see you embracing it, and we hope that you will continue to embrace it, because all of those aspects will be valuable in what you have to share, both in what you are able to glean for yourself and in what you are able to share with those who have questions and which wish to converse with those whom you channel for. As we expand or not, depending on a question, it is similar to what is happening with you, in that the different qualities of answers come through depending on the nature of the question, but also depending on the asker and where they are vibrationally.
Yes, that feels really good.
Yes.
Thank
you. That is why we say sometimes it is advantageous to listen to a recording of a call, perhaps 2 or 3 times, because you vibrationally shift. And as you vibrationally shift, deeper levels of what we are saying come through. We have had people listen to our recordings and say, I don't even remember you saying that the first time around. I don't remember that. And we just chuckle, because all levels were there, but what they had access to the first time around is different to what they have access to the second time around and the third time around, you say.
Yes.
Indeed.
And I'm realizing that it's actually all about me. As I expand and make decisions about my reality, I'm allowing these other aspects to come through and work with me. I just got that it's actually all about me. And the people in front of me are getting what they need from that, but it's really about my relationship with those energies rather than, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
It's always all about you, Anne.
Yes, Robin, I know. I occasionally forget.
Yes.
Interesting, isn't it? We're in this game all together here, mixing it up, playing around in one sense. And another sense is really just Robin's game, and Rachel's game, and Terah's game, and Anne's game, and Seth's game, isn't it?
Yes.
I remember when I asked that question of Bashar about I'm creating you, and his response was, even as I am creating you.
Yes.
And that shook me a bit, but then I realized, of course, it has to be that way, right? It's exactly right.
Yes. When you really get it, it's the only explanation that answers all questions.
Yep, absolutely.